All right, welcome to the Backyard Professor Chess videos. I've got a fabulous game for you, no joke. Let's go to the board. This was in Vienna 1906, before most of us were born. Strauss and Zuckerbrecher. Let's see what these guys are up to. E4, E4, good typical standard opening. Knight King B3, Knight King B3, good old Petrov defense, right? Knight Bishop 3, and now the bishop. So here we go. Now, one of the fun things about this game is there's a few moves that we no longer do today that I haven't seen quite in this order anyway. The game will seem somewhat familiar, but the order of this is really fun, really different. Strauss pops the knight right now. D5. I mean, wow, okay. That's definitely interesting. Knight will take the knight, and the pawn will take the knight. So we have good center combatants and good center control. Stop that little pesky squirt from advancing further. This is in the book, by the way, Chess to Enjoy by Andy Soltis. I've had this book for decades. I love this book. There is so much fun stories, crazy interesting games like the one I'm showing you, etc. Good book if you can get it. Andy Soltis was fun. He's got another one on how to calculate in chess and all that. It's over there somewhere. I've got it somewhere, I think. C3 to tickle the bishop. Now the bishop comes back to the wrong square. Yeah, this it is an option. He has closed it off. The nice thing is, as we recognize now, by definition, it's a bad bishop because it's on the same squares, colors, the dark squares as his central pawns, but he is outside the pawn chain. So this is a good thing. Be outside the pawn chain and you can have a useful bad bishop, right? But it was probably better to bump it to here. So, of course, Strauss says, okay, let's see what you got. And he immediately pops the queen 4. And, of course, you're not going to quit moving your bishop. Go ahead and take the pawn. Yeah, so the pawn takes the pawn. And now the crazy thing is, whoops, I dropped my bishop. He brings his bishop out. So observe something, and this is a lesson that Smirnov has talked about. I know Gotham Chess, Eric Rosen, all of the greats on YouTube, including some yo-yo called the Backyard Professor, has said this before, but you got to pay attention to them because we see it in so many games. The tension between the pawns, he doesn't immediately relieve the tension, nor does he have to. Just because there's something that can be taken doesn't mean you have to take it. In this instance, the advantage white picks up here by not taking the pawn is he improves his pieces in the field. That's called development. It's better to get 2 pieces out opposed to black's 1. Just pointing that out to you. So bishop d3, very interesting here. Now, look. Queen, king 2, check. On guard, buddy. Your king is under attack. But look, watch how he gets out of check. This is, unorthodox at best. He puts the king in T2. You go, well, that's kind of different. Now, his opponent takes the next pawn, so he's a pawn up, and he says, check again. And now, of course, the pawn will take the pawn, opening up the B file for white if he decides to use it. Well, black will castle. Good idea to castle. And now, and this is just basic chess 101. Yusupov in his chess course talks about it. Nimzovich made a big deal about it. Alekhine mastered it. Fischer was one of the best. Botvinnik, the former world champion, as well as Tal, these guys use this. So we can. We see this in their games. We can do this in our games. Rook to the open file. Target right on the queen. You want to find a target and attack it. That's the key to winning chess. That is not a passive move. It develops the rook onto the best file on the board. In this position. Fantastic. So we're going to get a game here, is what I'm saying. Okay. Watch what he does with the queen. Queen to queen 2. That's kind of odd. It's just, no, it's too passive. It just doesn't work. Queen to queen 2 was not the right idea. So notice what has happened here. He developed with tempo, didn't he? Meaning that he brought a solid, valid, developed piece into this game on a very excellent part of the board. And the queen had already moved, and so she moved again. So, true, he has 2 pieces. But this one is not being effective. He's got 3 pieces, 4 pieces, and every one of them are being very effective. Now, so if my math is correctamundo, 2 is half as much as 4, right? Okay, so is there a potential now for an attack? The other aspect of this that I always mention, because all the other grandmasters do too, and we want to try to follow their advice, is the center is not closed. I would say it's semi-open. It's really not cluttered. It's got some stuff in it, not bad. But notice how far advanced the white pawn is, giving white more space, which means better coordination of the pieces, which means potentially, if you play your pieces right, a better attack. And attack is what it's all about, baby. So let's take a look at this. Queen, queen 2, he's going to take advantage of that passive move by knight g5. And that got him an exclamation point, which means simply marvelous move right there. Very nice. So it's so good that he induces. Now notice black is playing responding chess. This is something else I wanted to point out to you, because so many of us do this, and I'm including myself. This is a habit we want to break in our chess games. Grandmaster Igor Smirnov talks about this a lot. He says, we saw this move, and the queen responded to it. We saw this move, and the pawn responded to it. So black is playing passive. This is one of the definitions of passive chess. And if you continue playing passive chess, you're gonna stink at playing this game. So don't do it, right? So this is a great lesson, and it will show in this game because of the passivity. the weak passivity, white does something extraordinary here. Queen, rook 5. And you say, okay, look, dude, it was a passive move, but you're going to lose the knight if you don't move the knight, right? Correct. He's ignoring the threat and he's going on with his own plan. Notice what that plan does here. I really want to emphasize this on this game because it's so well played. But now we see 1, 2, 3, 4 very wonderful pieces, a wonderful pawn that is cramping Black's side. Just one pawn, and he has no room to do much. And of the 4 pieces, the really, really, really tough lady, the one that's the toughest one in the bunch, she's right up here. That's significant. Just pointing this out. Yes, I get it. It's basic chess. It's 101. Dude, you say this every chess video. That's because we see it in all of the great games. So, yes, pay attention and begin to put this into our chess games, and we will begin to play as good as this guy with the white pieces. That's the point. Queen, rook 5. Now, in an effort to combat the beginning of an overwhelming offensive attack. I mean, if you can't see it now, you're not paying attention. Black is being attacked for real, no joke. But his response again is the same piece. The queen again. That's 3 or if not 4 moves now. 3, I believe. This is not good because the lone queen cannot stave off an attack with 4 pieces. One queen, and granted, she is the bad mama. You don't make bad mama mad. I get that, but she can't fight against 4. So we now see the serious lopsidedness of this game. Okay, so let's keep watching. Now, this is the most important chess point I can make considering this position, but in general, when you have the most pieces developed and when your army is super duper very spectacularly coordinated like White's is, and when you are way past development, you have the other fantastic Jeremy Silman imbalance of extra space, and it showing by getting all the pieces out, you do not want to exchange the queens. That would be a grave error. Don't even think about that. No. Do not give away your piece. So what does he do with it? He takes F7. And you're going, wait, isn't F7 guarded by the rook? Yeah. Doesn't the rook go up and down the row, the file? Yeah. Is he gonna lose the queen? Yep. So you mean to tell me now seriously, rather than exchange, the even power of queens, he would rather take a pawn for a queen? What kind of idiot chess game is this? Not idiot at all. Watch the magic. Watch the magic because, and furthermore, it activated that rook. Now, how on earth can that possibly be a good move? And yet, it got two, count them, 1, 2 exclamation points. That was the move of the game. Rather than queen for queen, it's queen for pawn. And it improved your opponent's position. But that was the most spectacular queen sacrifice of this game. So there's a lesson here. The position matters. What happens now is it throws the king side off of kilter. It creates a vicious weakness that you have to be able to recognize. Watch what he does. This is so fabulous. Because it is true, he activated the rook. But this rook, remember the rook on the open file, you put a rook on the open file for one reason. Okay, 2 reasons. 1, because it's a doggone great move. And 2, because you want to use the file to attack the king. And this is what we see. Magnificent. It opened up the king for an attack directly. The queen sacrifice removed the defender of the king, and it's a powerful defender. It brought him off of the 8th rank so that you could carry on an attack. And you go, dude, you're excited for nothing because all the rook has to do is go back. Duh. I mean, what is so good about that? Let me show you what's so good about that, because again, you had 1 piece, you had 2 pieces, you had 3 pieces, and you have 4 pieces. And notice how he uses every one of those pieces in this attack. You have the bishop check. And the king can only go to here. And now you deliver the checkmate. Now, that's beautiful. You know, call me nostalgic, call me old-fashioned, whatever name you want to call me, idiot, maladroit, you pick it. It's all good because that's beautiful chess. And we saw every single one of Jeremy Silman's ideas on the imbalances play out in this. This was so wonderful to see the coordination, the total use of the army, the majority of the army. Now, agreed. Rules are made to be broken. I'm with you. I get it. Oh, well, he failed. He didn't develop that rook. Oh, well, he blew it. He didn't develop that bishop. Dumb game. No. Observe this side never moved. Much more of this army came to there, right? The only 2 pieces that ever got into White's territory was that one little pipsqueak of a pawn briefly, and the queen briefly. And she's out here to pasture away from the action, away from being able to defend her king because you didn't swap her. And because he ignored her and he carried on his own attack, which took the defender away from the king long enough for you to go slamming in there and get that king. And you used every officer in the field to do it. Simply marvelous, darling. That's called chess worth watching. So there's your chess game tonight. Really, play through this again and ignore the idiot commenting and just enjoy this game because that's wonderful. I'm going to have a hard time finding a more crisp, clean, clearly demarcated analysis and step-by-step progressive logic of why one or why white won so well. It's all here. There's your chess game, you guys. Hey, thank you for your kindness, your support, your enthusiasm, your comments. Please hit a like, subscribe, and hit the notification button because I've got a boatload more of chess. Check out my shorts. I'm doing some wonderful, fun shorts that no one else is looking at as far as game-wise and stuff like that. So I've got boatloads of stuff to share with you. We're coming into the holiday season, so I'm going to sprinkle you with the... I'm not going to say the dirty S word. That's a swear word. Don't say snow. Sorry, the S word. We're not going to hope for snow here in the valley. In the mountains, it's great. Not in the valley, but during the holidays, I'm going to razzle-dazzle you with a boatload of chess if things work out right. So thanks again for watching. Be good, do well, have fun, make lots of friends, stay happy, smile. I promise it makes people wonder what you've been up to, and that's a hoot and holler. See you soon next time. Another great